So advice that I would have for somebody who just got called to Quebec is prepare yourself for a cold winter. I suggest like undergarment leggings, like not like underwear leggings, but like, I'm gonna start over.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So advice that I would have for somebody who just got called to Quebec is to be very prepared for the winter. I got LL Bean thermals, which are great, and they're very warm and definitely worth the price. Other advice as far as like spiritual matters go is you need to really prepare, and you really need to get to know Preach My Gospel and start early to rely on the Lord, and to get away from your own ideas of what you think is going to work. The best option is always what Preach My Gospel says. And even if you think that it's lame, and you think that it's been done before, and you think that it's not going to do anything for this person, or it's not the right thing for this person, you're never going to know unless you try it. And that's something that it is important to know, is that, as it says in Alma chapter 32, you have to experiment on the Word. You have to experiment first on what it says to do. And if that doesn't work, then you talk to your mission president. But, I mean, you should always choose Preach My Gospel over your own ideas of what to do. I can't stress how important that is. Another thing is to not let anything go to your head. There is no favored areas. There are no favored positions. A lot of people that have served in leadership really didn't want it, and wanted to be a real missionary, especially by the end, where every single day all you're worrying about is the people that you're teaching. And you'll find that as you go along, if you have other stuff to worry about, whether it's back home or anything like that, it's a lot harder, and it makes the mission a lot harder. So you have to focus on what's important, and you'll want to focus on what's important, because you'll realize that that's what really makes you happier. And I just want to share my testimony about my mission. I feel like Montreal and that whole area, I feel towards that the same way that I feel towards the temple. If I ever go and visit there again someday, I'm going to feel like I'm stepping on holy ground, because that's where I learned who I was, and that's where I learned who I wanted to be, and that's where I got a head start on where I wanted to go in my life, and be nice to other missionaries. A lot of people have a really hard time on a mission, and if all you're doing is telling them that they're doing a bad job, then that's all they're going to think of themselves. And don't worry about them, on the other hand, too much, because then they feel like there's something that needs to be worried about, and that's also not good. But, just be friends with them and be nice to them, and this is my testimony, is that the church is true, and I would never trade that experience for anything in my life. And I'm so excited for you to get called there. I think probably the best advice that I will ever give is learn how to have fun, but not at the expense of the church or your own self-respect. So make it fun, but be careful when you do. Don't go overboard. That's what I'm trying to say.